So today is the big one. FA Cup third round. National League strugglers Chelmsford Town are taking on Manchester United. I mean, unfortunately, it's a home game, which I suppose on one hand gives us a bit of an advantage, or maybe just sort of lessens the disadvantage, I suppose. I don't really think we've got any chance of getting through this, but this is by far the biggest game our club has ever had. And just to add to the craziness of this episode, we've actually got somewhat of a club legend might be leaving us. But yeah, we'll get you caught up on that and the couple of games that have happened since you were last here. So let's just get into it. So yes, today we are taking on Manchester United in the FA Cup third round. And I've had the scouting report through, and there's a lot of names you would recognise there, but there's also some that I really don't. So I was having a look through the Man United team and the expected squad. Obviously, it's Man United, there's going to be quite a few big names in there, but there's also a hell of a lot of people that I have never heard of. You've also got people like Manuel Akanji are here. I mean, on loan, albeit, but still, a fantastic player. James Maddison is here. They signed him 62 million from Leicester. That's probably about 124 times what our entire club's worth. Actually, I've just checked and our club's worth £160,000, so that is massively overstating the value of our club. But yeah, I don't think anyone is under the illusion that we've got any chance in this game, quite frankly. But if we did pull it off, it would be absolutely incredible. Or at least, if we pulled off anything less than sort of a 3-0 loss, that's a victory in my book. Calvin Ramsey here, seems like a bit of an odd one, but he has had a pretty incredible career, actually. I know I signed him a couple of football managers ago from Aberdeen, and I know he's always been pretty good in football manager. Liverpool have signed him in real life. But he went from being loaned out to Norwich and Preston for a couple of seasons to being a Premier League starter, to Bayern Munich coming in for him, and now he's at Man United. And, he is incredible for our level. I would bite your hand off. I could play him in goal, and I think he'd be better than anything we've got on the pitch. But he seems like an odd acquisition for them. Also, Man United have had a pretty torrid season. They're down in 14th in the Premier League. They're very much pulling a 22-23 Chelsea, I believe it looks like at the moment. Their recent form hasn't been too bad. They won 5 on the bounce, and they've lost 2 of their last 8, which we could have faced them during this 5 losses in a row and they'd have still pulled off a very comfortable victory against us, you would have thought. But it is probably not a bad time to be playing them overall, I would say. But yeah, I mentioned in the intro that we also might have a club legend leaving. I've accepted an offer for Callum Archer. 225,000 I managed to get West Brom up to, as well as 240 over the next 2 seasons. So that's going to keep us incredibly comfortable as far as finances go. We're going to be going from 74,000 in the bank up to about 300,000 from the transfer fee alone. And then obviously we're going to be receiving 120,000 a year for the next 2 seasons. That will pretty much pay for our entire club at this level. Obviously wage bills might go up considerably in the coming seasons, but we'll have to deal with that as we come to it. We've also got a potential next sale on there. Callum Archer's always someone who's had quite a bit of potential about him. That potential does only stretch to League 2 standard as far as our reports go, but I don't know how much I trust Samuel Hayes ahead of youth development on that one. So I am going to accept this offer. I really don't want him to go. If it goes through incredibly quickly, I'm going to delay it a week because I definitely want him around, at least on the bench for the Man United game. But yeah, anyway, we're all caught up on the transfer activity, so let's get through the recap. So we've played 2 games since you were last here. There's been a 1-1 draw against Rochdale and a 1-0 victory over Maidstone. Let's just quickly blast through the goals. This game against Rochdale wasn't a particularly good performance, to be honest. We did take the lead thanks to a moment of magic from Aaron Lewis. Just an absolute peach for free kick into the near top corner. That curled so much. It was Carlos-esque, one might say. And then he was involved in their goal as well. Stuck a foot in there, but I can't really blame him too much for it. Cross comes into Kiffin, who headers it past the keeper with ease. And then obviously we followed that up with a 1-0 victory over Maidstone. We've been sticking to our 4-1-3-2 again, and it's been going pretty well. We were very dominant in this game. It felt like, as you can see from the XG, they didn't really create much at all. Neither did we up until the goal, but we were by far the better team overall. This one was a nice little team play. Actually, Pritchard picks it up. Morehouse gets the ball, goes past one player, puts Williams through, squares it through to Wilden, pops it in the bottom left corner. Beautiful little link-up play from the team, and very good 3 points for us. With those results, we are back in the playoff zone. We did actually drop out after the Rochdale game and we were sat in 8th, but we've come back up to 6th. And, you know, finishing the playoffs would be pretty incredible for us. Quite frankly, I would be happy with anywhere above 10th, I would want to say, like a top half finish. But once we're up here, it would be a massive shame for it to all just drop off. You know, we go on like a 6 or 7 game losing streak and suddenly we're, you know, mid-table again. That would be very annoying. But anyway, enough about the league. That is the last thing on my mind today. Let's get forward to the Man United game. So I've had a little fiddle around with the team and I think this is how we're going to go. I'm not convinced this is going to make any difference whatsoever. But we've switched to a defensive formation, try and hit them on the counter. We've gone for more direct passing. We're still passing into space. Play for set pieces, be more disciplined, higher tempo. Narrow formation, incredibly narrow, to try and make sure that, you know, we don't end up just getting caught on the wings or something like that and frequently waste time. I didn't want to go all the way up because obviously, you know, you're just inviting too much pressure on at that point. Maybe we'll switch to that on about 70 minutes if we still manage to keep it 0-0. In transition, we keep taking lots of goal kicks. We're regrouping every time we lose the ball. We're distributing quickly and over the opposition defence. Try and nick a goal. Maybe Clark or Wheeldon can get on the ball and put it in. Long goal kicks only. We've moved from a high press down to a mid block, and we've moved from much higher defensive line to a standard defensive line. I don't want to go to much lower because that's sort of inviting too much pressure on, I feel like, but this makes sense to me. Preventing short goalkeeper distribution, stay on your feet because if we get a man sent off, we are definitely screwed. Defensive line drop off more. I just want them in front of the net as much as possible. And apart from that, I'm not really sure what to do with cross engagement or pressing trap, because I think either way, we're not going to be super strong in either of those departments. As far as lineup goes, we've got Wright in goal, Clements, Mitchell, Tanadre and Lewis across the back. Foyo as defensive midfielder, Dunn as a box-to-box midfielder, Boyang as a Mazzala, with Woodgard in between them as a ball-winning midfielder on defend. I didn't want to go two Mazzalas because that's quite an attacking role, so I feel like Boyang on this side as a Mazzala because we've got Wheeldon as a target forward on the other side, so he is going to be a little bit deeper than Clark, so there's going to be a bit more space on the right. That makes sense to me in my head at the very least. And then, yeah, Wheeldon as a target forward and Clark up front as an advanced forward. I do think it's a little bit scary to be going two up front when we're playing this match, but I also don't think we've got a whole lot of other options. You know, I could potentially make Wheeldon a deep line forward so he's more roaming around the attacking midfielder position, but I don't think it's going to make much difference, to be honest. So yeah, I think we're just going to go with this. I have only changed this for this game because I have basically completely changed all of my defensive instructions. And as it's a special occasion, let's stick the camera on. There we go. Is my cap lined up okay? No, it's not at all. Now it's even worse. How embarrassing. That'll do. Fuck it. Right, submit team, and let's get this show on the road. Even though I haven't heard of half the players, it's still absolutely terrifying. I know we're underdogs out there. Go out there and give the fans a performance to cheer for. Ugh. I trust you to make a difference. Just midfield and defence, keep it as tight as humanly possible. Let's go. We are in incredibly defensive 4-1-3-2 formation. Man United lining up in a 4-2-3-1 as expected. Let's get into this. This is actually a sellout crowd down at DanSkorne Park. Might well be the first one we've ever had. Stuart Atwell is the ref. The first time we'll have ever had a referee that I've heard of. Although I don't remember ever paying attention to what the referee name was before. So who knows. And we are underway. And we're starting off with a very odd camera angle with a goal kick. Ball comes to Martinez. O'Connor gets the ball over, but that's not going to go to our keeper. Sancho is bursting into our box and gets a 9th minute penalty. Lewis, what are you doing? I've literally got my instructions to tell you not to do that exact thing. Right, saves it. And we get the ball away. Oh my God. Go on, up the other end. Go. Okay, lose the ball. Never mind. Defend. Oh my God. What a start to the match. Okay, not much has happened since that point. Why do I talk? There's been no highlights for 15 minutes, and as soon as I point that fact out, they're instantly on the attack again. Calvin Ramsey, I said he wasn't looking great, and he just puts in a crazy cross there, and it comes straight into the middle, and Lee Kelly managed to score past us. Offside? maybe. He scored his first ever Manchester United goal. I suppose he's not going to be playing against most teams, is he? I still can't believe they've got Bruno fucking Fernandes on the pitch and Sancho against us. Oh, that's just so annoying. We got a nice block. Who was that? Mitchell got a nice block on Fernandes' shot, and it just comes straight to Kelly to pop it into the bottom of the net. Back of the net. Okay, we've got to try and nick a goal back now, which is a little bit scary. We haven't even had a shot yet. I'm going to move up to cautious, I think. Because we are just not even trying to create anything at this point. Ramsey's just got an absolute run of that right-hand side. Kelly headers over. I am not enjoying this. All right, now Bruno Fernandes with a free kick to the back post. Jadon Sancho headers it off the crossbar. Now Boyang is bursting up the pitch. Go on, come on, do him. Do it, okay, just pass. Someone's making a run. That's a foul. That is definitely a foul. We've got a free kick. Okay. That's got to be the yellow, hasn't it? Apparently not. Okay, and nothing come for the free kick anyway. Brilliant. So we're going in at half-time, 1-0 down, which could be worse, but it's a little frustrating that we haven't actually created anything at all so far. So the assistant's recommending I say we've been unlucky. Look, I know we're underdogs. You can still salvage draw from this match. We're only behind by 1 goal. I think that's probably the best thing to say. Defence, I believe you can still improve. And I mean, everyone is pretty buzzing out there, to be honest. Keep going. I know you can make a difference. Oh, everyone loves me. This is brilliant. I am going to come back to cautious, just so we can try and, be that tiny bit more attacking. But I'm not sure it's going to make any difference. But we have got a throw in their half, which is a rare sight. Ball comes up to Wood. Oh, no. Lewis gets the ball. Clark headers it on to absolutely nobody. He needed to let that drop to Wheeldon, I want to say. Malia collects it as the goalkeeper. Throws it out to Martinez. Now, we're not going to be closing him down too much, really. Sancho, Kelly, Williams. Ramsey. It's just this Calvin Ramsey is just destroying us on this right hand side. It's so annoying. That went out, didn't it? Tell me that went out. Oh, that didn't go out. He just ran the fucking whole length of the pitch and put a pass in. This must have been close. Oh, it wasn't even that close, to be honest. Fernandes is doing really well in that attacking midfielder position. Right. We're going back to balanced. Clements kicks the ball all the way up. Wheeldon gets the ball. And it was offside. I really thought he'd got a chance of scoring then. Let's just sort of go for it a bit more. Get our other Mazzala on. Positive. Let's put the formation back to how it was before. Right, so I've moved most of the formation back to how it was before. We're still going to leave a defensive fullback and a defensive ball-winning midfielder. But apart from that, I think we're going to play the rest of this out as positive. I don't think there's any chance of us coming back into this, but it would be insane if it could happen, obviously. Got Sancho on the left-hand side. Kelly. Hanson. Gets up to Williams. He's going to burn past Tonadre. Managed to get the cross in. Bruno Fernandes can't finish it off. You shit, mate. It's a very dead second half, to be honest. I mean, we have now had a shot on target. There you go. We have been in the game. Aaron Lewis has had a shocker of a game, 5.9, although he's up against Sancho, so I can't really moan too much about him. So I'm going to put Hamblin in, put Tonadre out wide, and leave it at that. I feel like Hamblin is a more than suited enough for centre-back. And now the ball comes up to Wheeldon. He flicks it on to Dunn. He's one-on-one. You need a better shot than that. We do manage to get a corner out of it, but that might have been our one moment of excitement and our only chance of getting back into the game. Done with a cross. Oh no. How did that end up there? Wasn't he chesting it back out to the guy in the corner? Wheeldon is absolutely knackered as well. We're going to bring Yeboah on to play up front. That'll be another advanced forward. I don't really think he's going to be good enough, but it's worth a shot. Who else has not been having a great game? Woodyard hasn't been doing fantastic. I'm going to put Archer on as an advanced playmaker on attack, which might not be the smartest idea, but at this point the game is well and truly past us. Okay, we're going into extra time, injury time, and yeah, so comes the end of our FA Cup run. No big surprise out there. You gave it your best effort. Everyone looks delighted. It was a great day out for them, I assume. But would have been nice for us to get some sort of result at the same time. Oh, that's sad. We've lost after a 2-0 defeat to Man United at DanSkorne Park. We had some great results along the way. That's fine. Underdogs pushed aside as Man United power to victory. The fact that we're up against a team that can have world-class attacking midfielder doesn't really seem fair. But, you know, we've only lost 2-0 to Man United. In my eyes, that means if we'd come up against, like, a championship-level team, we'd have had a chance at the very least to get past them. A lot of players are very tired. To be honest, there were quite a few players that were very tired before that match, so it doesn't surprise me at all. How are the finances looking after that game, actually? 148,000, so we've just gained, I think, about 75 from that. Yeah, 72,000 this month, which is that's not the first game this month, is it? I think we've had a couple. Completely couldn't find the schedule button there. Yeah, third game of the month, but that's where most of our revenue is going to have come from there. We've gone up 70 odd. I'm pretty sure we were on 72,000, or was it 82,000? Either way, that is not a bad payout. Someone that gone to tax, yeah, 14,000. So actually, yeah, we're in a pretty good spot, and obviously we've got that Callum Archer money coming in. You would imagine at some point in the next week or so. So yeah, I think as that game just went so badly, let's try and add another risky one to the pile. I think I'm going to go forward to the Rochdale game, and we're going to do that as well. So we'll do a quick catch-up on the Cambridge game, and then we will get into that. So this is just a whole day of news here. Record attendance broken for Chelmsford Town. We had a sellout. I mean, we've only just finished building our new stand for the stadium to upgrade it to 4,000. But our previous attendance was only 1,900. So we've managed to max that out. Out of curiosity, how many of those were away fans? Only 400, so we had 3,600 of our own fans. I'll be honest, I didn't even realise we had 3,600 fans, but I will take that. Chelmstown, new gate receipts, 100, what? How have we got 130,000 from that? Oh yeah, because it gets split, doesn't it? That's obviously, I mean, that shouldn't happen. It should just go to the smaller club in this situation, I want to say. 130,000 is nothing to Man United. Whereas for us, that's, I mean, worth selling almost anyone on our team for. Previous record was against Warsaw, 60,000 back in the first round, a good few years ago now. And Archer is going to be leaving for West Brom. I am a little bit disappointed that he's going, but 500,000 basically for him. I cannot turn that down. So off you go, my son. Do I delay it for a week? Who have we got in the next week? That would be just after the Rochdale game he'd be going. No, you know what? Let's just let him go. I want to see that money coming in. Thank you very much for being here. You've been a fantastic servant, and he's expressionless. What a fucking psychopath. But anyway, we should probably do a recap of his career here, shouldn't we? Callum Archer has been with us for only 2 years, actually. It feels like he's been here for a lot longer than that. I think it's just been 2 very tough seasons that I've been really relying on him, to be honest. 29 games in the first season, 2 goals, 5 assists, 6.82. 22 this season, 4 goals, 3 assists. So he's been much more lethal. And 2 Player of the Match awards, but only a 6.78. So he's been much more lethal in front of goal, but also a worse overall rating. It doesn't really make sense to me. Worse overall rating with 2 Player of the Match awards is just a little bit of a statistical anomaly, I want to say. But yeah, looking at a comparison to our other midfielders, we're very much concerned about current ability rather than potential as far as our team goes, just because obviously if we're looking to move up the leagues, we're going to need to be getting new players in each year to outdo what we had previously, and he's fell well down the list. So while I am definitely sad to see him go, the amount of good that, 250 grand is going to do for the club, I just can't turn that down, as well as half of that coming in both of the next 2 years. Absolutely fantastic for us, but a little devastating to see someone that I was so excited to see join the club leave us. And we have got 363,000 in the bank. So in the game against Cambridge, we managed a 1-0 victory. It was a nice little comfortable performance from us. We were by far the better team, quite frankly. The only goal came from a nice Foyo long ball over to Williams, runs on the end of it, and just comfortably chips it past the keeper into the far corner. Beautiful finish in the 10th minute, and we managed to hold on and secured the 3 points. But anyway, this is how we are lining up for the second game of the day against Rochdale. We've got Wright in goal, Clements, Tanado, Mitchell, Lewis along the back, Woodyard defensive mid, Boyang and Dunn in midfield, Birch on the left, Lawton on the right, and Wheeldon up front. I'm in in between. Wheeldon should be a target forward because that's his best role, or an advance forward because that's what he's always played for us. So I'm really not sure what to go with there. I mean, his stats seem okay for both of them, but I think I'm going to leave him as a target forward on attack, playing to his strengths as much as possible. I mean, I might even do a target forward on support just because then, we've got Lawton and Bircher running in either side of him, but I'm not sure about that. We have reverted back to our 4-3-3 formation just because, ironically, right after we let Carol Marcher leave, all of our midfielders are absolutely knackered. So we've got Dunn on a heavy workload, Boyang on a medium workload, but pretty much everyone else, Turnbull's on heavy, Foyo's on heavy, Morehouse is on medium, so he might well make an appearance from the bench. Goffard's on heavy, and he's not even really a midfielder. We definitely could look at getting another midfielder in, but at the moment we just don't have the budget for it, despite that sale. But, we're doing okay. In fact, actually, Clark, you can start instead of Wheeldon. I get so nervous about having a different role up front on their own. I've gone with advance forward this entire time, pretty much. And I know Clark is best as a poacher, but a poacher just doesn't really get involved enough for us, to be honest. It massively suits his style of play, but I think he'll be okay. Yeah, let's just get straight into this. I was just doing some quick last checks. Let's just get into the game. We've got nothing to lose here. You know how good we are. Let's show everyone else what we're capable of. That makes sense to me. And let's get into it. Rochdale are lining up in the exact same formation as us. It's a 4-3-3. It's a 4-3-3 off. So we've got 1,706 people here to witness this FA Trophy 4th round match. Got a lower standard of refereeing. I don't actually know who Jason Richardson is. I'm not going to disparage him too much, but yeah, either way. We're starting off playing out from the back. Mitchell gets it out to Lewis. Is he going to put up a big cross here? No, he's not. Lawton, back to Mitchell. We're playing it safe. I like to see it. We've already had more of the ball than I feel like we had in the entire game against Manchester United. So that is, oh, fuck's sake. As soon as I say it. Oh my God. I'm just forever jinxing us. But yes, okay, we saw it. I don't even want to see it again. I'm so annoyed at that. Let's do the opposite. We are terrible. I'm sure we're about to lose the ball any minute now. Because now we're going to start actually predicting things. Right, let's get this out a little bit better this time. Okay, big long ball over towards Lawton. I wouldn't say better, but we have come away with the ball. It's fell to Archer. He's one on with the keeper, and he's chipped it into his hands. That was an absolute sitter, the commentary says. And I would be inclined to agree. Not at all how we wanted to start this game off, with an absolute defensive shambles. But hopefully we can work our way back into it. I mean, it's not a whole lot happening in this first half. We're up to the 35th minute or so now. Let's do a quick demand more. Players are not happy with that instruction, with that shout. It looks like we're going to be going in at half time at 1-0 down. That is not what we wanted to see. I mean, like it has been pretty much all them. We had that one brilliant chance that Clark just absolutely spurned. Go out and play without pressure. They're starting to look frustrated, so I want to sort of get back on their good side. I believe you can improve. You know what? No, strikers, attackers, I believe you can improve. Woodyard is looking very frustrated. If he ends up getting a yellow, I might end up bringing him off. That's never a good sign. But we really do need something out of this game. In fact, if Woodyard needs to come off, I might well take him off and put Wheeldon up front alongside Clark. And we'll go for a 4-2-4, which might be a bit suicidal. But whatever we're doing at the moment just really isn't working out for us. Clark is on a red rating. So yeah, I think I'm going to give him a bit of support up there. We're going to just go for it. Put him as a target man attack. That does mean Birchall is probably going to come back as maybe an inverted wing, as a winger on support. Lawton is a winger on support, and then we've got two main men up front. Boyang can be an advanced playmaker on attack. Dunn can be a box to box on support, and that should cover all the bases for us. We've instantly got a highlight. Actually, the sub hasn't been made yet, so that's completely irrelevant. Rochdale are looking to get the ball out, but they lose it to Clark. Clements gets it to Dunn, and we're breaking forward. We've got 5 men streaming into their box, and that is the worst pass. Who was that to? I don't even know what the plan was there. It was an embarrassingly bad effort. And now they're coming down our right wing. Yogain gets it to Dean. This guy's got to be offside. He has got to have been so far offside. Yeah, okay. Jesus Christ. I was starting to get so annoyed there. And look at him. Does he not know the offside rule? He's in a different postcode to our defence. That's not how this is supposed to work. Let's do an encouraging shout. Try and get people a bit happier. And it seems to have worked. They're all absolutely buzzing with that. Apart from Wilden, but he's just come onto the pitch. Let's move the cursor off. Ball comes out wide to Lawton. Are we going to be able to get a breakaway here? Dunn coming forward again. Can he get a better pass off this time? He does. Wilden gets it through and Clark clears the fucking stadium. Oh my God, this man can't finish his bloody dinner. Kiffin gets the ball in and it just loops past our top corner. That was incredibly scary. It's times like this that I really miss being able to chuck like Lusaqueno and everyone up front. I think we're going to have to do something here. So I might actually bring Clark off because Clark is just terrible this game. And I'm going to bring Morehouse on and move Clark back into an attacking midfield and move Morehouse into an attacking midfielder role. You can be an advanced playmaker. You're now going to have to switch. You know what? Let's put you back on a Mazzala on attack. Birchall is quite good as an inverted winger. You two can sort of share this left flank between you. Tanadre is also having a very bad game, so let's bring Goffard on for him. And let's switch to attacking because we've got 10 minutes to get a goal and we really just need to get back into this as quick as possible. We'll take our 2 red rating players off. A little formation change. We're also going to instruct a little bit faster and probably work the ball into the box. No, we've got a big target man up front. That makes no sense whatsoever. Distribute to the target forward. Actually, Birchall and Lawson should be back on inside forwards, I meant. Not inverted wingers. So Kiffin crosses it to the back post and this time Greenwood heads it very slightly over. Come on, we need something here. We really need just a moment of magic from someone. We've got 2 minutes. Let's also stick Boyang up here, maybe. I don't know why this would work, but we're going to go for it. Done. You can be the deep line playmaker. You can defend a little bit more, though. Oh, we've got Birchall on the ball out on the left wing. Hopefully he doesn't lose it. He managed to get past the defenders, and then he loses it. Okay. Ball comes into James. They managed to clear it away. Goffard gets to the end of it though, but only as far as Brennan. Now Brennan coming forward. Gets it out to Greenwood. That green headband of his is just reminding me of Leon Clark from a couple of seasons back. Would have loved to have him burning on the wing today. And the header, luckily, goes over. Going to move to very attacking. What else can I even do here? I'm just really running out of things we can do. Much higher defensive line. Get stuck in. Step up more. Trigger press much more often. As soon as we lose that ball, we need it straight back. But it's not going to make any difference at all. Oh, we've been eliminated from 2 cups in 1 episode. Fucking kill me. I'm so annoyed. They had 20 shots against us, but we both had 3 on target, which I suppose makes sense. Did we only have 1 real attack that entire game? No, we had 3. Clark had an incredibly bad shot. Clark had another incredibly bad shot that nearly cleared the fucking stand. And then we had that really good break where Dunn just gave the ball away. I don't want to be nice to them, but I feel like I have to just to maintain team morale for the rest of the season. Because the league is obviously the #1 priority. But I am absolutely fuming with that outcome, quite frankly. Oh, what a depressing episode this has been. The only little bit of happiness I've had in this episode is, well, I suppose we did save a penalty against Man United. That's a brilliant little bragging point for James Wright in goal, I suppose. And then we obviously had the nice 1-0 victory over Cambridge in between the 2 matches. But yeah, we just did not really show up in either of those matches. That is very annoying, but on the plus side, we can focus on the league for the rest of the season. We've got 16 games left, is it? Yeah, 16 games left. We're in 5th place, and we're only 6 points behind the league leaders, but I feel like that might be a bit out of our scope. If we can manage, I would be more than happy with a playoff finish. I would be ecstatic with a 2nd or 3rd place finish, because obviously that, skips the first round of the playoffs. And I would lose my absolute mind if we managed to win this league. And, things are going reasonably well, but we have, what are the runner games coming up? 20th, 16th, 12th, 15th, 6th, 4th, 17th, 10th, 23rd, 21st. And then we've got a horrible end to the season. 3rd, 7th, 1st, 11th, 8th, 14th. We've got a few very tough games in that last month in April. March is looking very quiet for us, so we might be able to rest a couple of players there. We've got 2 games in the first week, and then only 1 game in the whole rest of the month. So that's a positive, I suppose. But yes, so we're going to end today's episode there. I think we're going to be coming back. I don't want to come back for the Walsall game. We might come back for the Field or Barnet game, I'm thinking. They're quite big teams that are in or around us. But we'll see how things are looking. I mean, I don't want to skip too far forward. Like, realistically, I'd quite like to have come back for like the Woking, Dorking games, something like that. Or even Aldershot, who are currently first. But at that point, we're skipping over sort of 2 months' worth of matches, and that seems a bit much for this late in the season. So I'm going to play forward a bit. We'll see how we're doing. If we absolutely lose our minds and either we fall out of the playoffs or Barnet or Field fall out of the playoffs, then we might not come back for one of them. But, we'll work it out when we get there. But either way, thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, maybe leave a like or a comment down below. It really does help out a great deal, especially after such a heartbreaking episode as this. And it means a hell of a lot to me. As I say, we'll be back at some point soon. Make sure you don't miss it. I mean, quite frankly, it can't get any harder than today's episode has gone. We've got to have a little bit of happiness in there, I would like to think. So yeah, I'll see you next time. God damn it.